Hello, my friends, and welcome to another pick a card reading. I hope you're all doing marvelously well. It's wonderful to have you here. So this is a timeless reading. I just wanted to state that, but I'm doing it for kind of like a celebration, to celebrate the Samhain, Halloween kind of vibes that are going on at the moment. I just wanted to do a themed reading for that, but it is timeless. So just be aware. But here we'll be looking at messages beyond the veil. Now, you know, we've got these like different realities that are happening within our kind of conscious awareness. And right now is a time where the veils are thin. Now, it's really interesting. I saw an Instagram post or an Instagram thread, I think it is, which is like their answer to Twitter. And they said, and this guy said, like, the veils aren't thin. They're like, the spirits are with us all the time. That is true. But because this time of the year is kind of the start or the end of the harvest, and also like in the Celtic year, it's just very powerful. And also in the pagan year, in terms of festivals, it's a really powerful time. This kind of sense of harvest, we really can kind of note the changing of the seasons, where we go into this space where we're going to be asleep, where we're going to rest. Everything kind of slows down. So there's this opportunity to kind of like look inwards and, you know, consolidate how we've gone through the year. So that's what this reading is going to be looking at. It's just going to be looking at like what messages are going to be coming up, like beyond the veil, like from the ether, what from those realms, what's going to be coming up from there, and what messages they have for you, and kind of how you want to move into them, beyond them, with them, learn from them. You know, this is just an experimentation, but I just felt I wanted to do a reading for you. So I hope you enjoy it. You've got, as I said, 3 piles to choose from. You've got pile 1, which is the Guardians of the Night Tarot. Pile 2, which is the Zombie Tarot. And pile 3, which is the Dream Visions Tarot. So that's pile 1, pile 2, pile 3. Timestamps will be in the description box below, my friends. And I'll see you at your reading. Bye. Hello, pile 1, and welcome to your reading. So you chose the Guardian of the Night Tarot, and I've got oracle cards that I picked, and I haven't turned them over yet, so I was waiting until I do your reading to do so. So let's have a look. Now, first of all, I'm going to start off like with what are you kind of alchemizing into, because usually this time of year is about harvest for those of us in the Northern Hemisphere. So we have been toiling, working throughout the year, and then there's been this kind of like idea of something that we're changing into. So let's have a look. Solutio, I think. Solution, dissolution. So basically coming from the manifest into the unmanifest. So, I mean, you can't really get more kind of going inwards, really, in order for you to like really kind of return to a sense of self, which is really interesting. And that's 65. So that's 9. So very much, completion. It's very interesting. Okay. No, I want to do this one. First quarter, making decisions, obstacles, taking action, and momentum. Right, okay. I see what's going on. So you may have started on some kind of journey or some kind of project, something that you might have thought about, and you might have started the process. And there's 2 things that I'm seeing here. One is that you are reaching a next stage of it, which is kind of the next thing, which I'm going to say, is you're reaching like the kind of like next stage of this process. Or you're realizing that actually you may need to like do some work on your own and kind of go inwards a bit. Maybe you need not so much backtrack. I wouldn't call it backtrack. I think it's more, you may need to go and do some more research, or you may need to go and do some more things, or you may need to just come away from a situation. Or it may even be like the first round. So, for example, you might have tried something out and then realized that, okay, I need to bring this back in and try again. So this might be like, you might have launched something at the beginning of the year, and then, or maybe in March, and then that kind of like brought some things up and it went okay. And now you're kind of going back into some kind of hibernation. I'm getting a sense of like hibernation, going into oneself. And I'm going to be honest with you, like there's a lot of things of where people say, oh yeah, you've got to heal and do this, but this is and go inwards and whatnot. And of course you have to do that. But this is an actual conscious decision of where you're deciding to go in. Because we've got the first quarter here, which says to me that there's this idea of you making the decision to do that. And in order for you to be able to understand what the obstacle is that you need to get over, it's almost like you have to become nothing and dissolve into nothing. It's almost like returning to the blackness, to the darkness. It's really interesting. Really interesting. I'm being drawn towards this card, so I'm going to turn this one. The 8th shadow, the hero, victory, defeat, equality, and courage. Interesting. Okay, so what I'm seeing from here is just kind of understanding that, you win some, you lose some. Sometimes you are successful at some things, like what I was saying about the project, like you see that it works in some cases, but you know that you need to refine, you need to readjust. You need to do something that's different in order to kind of like work with it, to do something, to get more from what you're doing. Wow. Then we've got the healer, and then we've got shaman, shamanka, and Numite. I usually have some Numite here. There's some Numite. Numite is a stone that's quite rare which I'm quite surprised with this stone. But yes, it's this really amazing stone. I love Numite. And it's a highly prophetic stone. It's also very good for just get in touch with your inner self. It's a really good shadow stone, if I'm being honest. So I'll pop that there for you, so that it can bless us with the reading. But yeah, like it's also it's only found in one place in the world, as most of them, quite a few of the crystals are nowadays. It's found in Greenland, and there's another stone that is found with it that's very rare, and I have the tiniest piece of it because it's very expensive. But only those two stones, like this and this other stone, are found in Greenland. So, okay, there's two things I'm seeing here. It's either that you are turning into yourself so that you can heal. Because I don't know, I think you might have come across some shadow stuff. Or not even shadow, just some... I wouldn't say darkness, but some stuff that you can see is not very useful. The weary, drained, heartache, fulfillment. And it's reversed. So, okay, this makes sense. So you wanted to feel like that. It's almost like you wanted to feel like that you were in that position, and you're not. So you're realizing that there's something else that needs to come forward. There's something else that needs to take place. There's another step that needs to occur. So, okay, let's have a look what the tarot wants to say. It's almost like there's a sense of you wanting to do things in the right way as well. Like you're seeing what you didn't do right before, and now you want to do it properly, almost. You know what I mean? Okay, so 3 of Swords, 9 of Swords. Reversed, both reversed. Yeah, I think you might have been through something and you're like, right, I need to take some time out because I can't really continue. Okay, so we've got the 10 of Pentacles, the Knight of Pentacles reversed, the 8 of Cups reversed, and the 7 of Wands. Okay, yeah, you're definitely having to reconsolidate, restructure, look at some things a bit differently so that you can like do it a bit better. 8 of Cups being reversed also is of you not wanting to walk away from it fully. And I don't know, there is this sense of like maybe more action is actually like trying to do something is making it worse. Because it seems like you've got something really nice here. For the first time, I don't usually look at the 10 of Pentacles like this, and a lot of readers do. But I do see some abundance, some stability and abundance here. But with this Knight of Pentacles, it's almost like you had the choice, or you have the choice to like not really make any movement. And what's happened is that you find that like maybe just being around, or just I just feel like there's a need to take a step back from a situation that you may have been involved in more than you realized. But it's because I wouldn't say so much of control, but there was an emotional attachment there that didn't really need to be there, you know? And it almost like drained you. Might have taken the love out of it a little bit. So it's almost like you might have created something really nice and really fulfilling, and not fulfilling, but like more kind of financially stable. But when it comes to kind of something that you really want, I don't know. I think you need to rework it, because the 8 of Cups is reversed. So there's almost like this sense of you not being able to leave it like it's complete. There's still work to be done. It may also be that people are not really doing what they're supposed to be doing. And you might be even coming in. Like, this would be quite an extreme example. It might be that you created something and now you're deciding that you just want to just dissolve it. You know, it could be that you are literally dissolving a business. And deciding not to go forward with it anymore, because like there's been kind of some disagreements, and in order to like stop any kind of headache for anyone, you've decided to kind of like, you know, take out your investment and kind of go where you need to go, instead of kind of staying to the course. But there is some kind of connection still to this. So, and it's something that you might know in terms of like your own personal kind of thing that you need to deal with within this dynamic. Let's have a look at what the other cards say. So what I mean by that is, I don't know, I've just got it really strongly in my head. I don't have any relationships or anything like that, even though we do have the 3 of Swords. I'm seeing business here. What would happen is that you, like, or just an example, this would be a business that you had some kind of passion about, and you felt it was good, it was a good idea, and it seems to make money. But there's a lot of stuff like with it. And you kind of know how to detach yourself and step back from it, but you're like, I don't know if I can stay the course to be here, but I've still got emotional connections to it. That's what this is. Three of Swords is clarified by the Eight of Wands reversed. And then we have the Four of Wands. Yeah, you just want peace of mind. That's all you really want, to be honest with you. Interesting. Eight of Wands reversed to the Four of Wands upright. You just want peace, which is interesting with this here, with the dove going back there. You're just like, right, okay, I'm not going to get involved in any drama or BS. I'm just going, because it's quite painful for you. High Priestess. Yeah, there's a big sense of detachment here. And then the Sun, Knight of Pentacles. Well, I think it's also really, it's really telling that you really want to kind of connect to what makes you happy. You're not going to stick around for anything that doesn't make you happy. And then the Page of Swords. Yeah, it's interesting about this emotional tie that you have with this kind of like, with this Eight of Cups. It might be that you've involved family in your business. And that's why it's quite difficult to have that kind of relationship, or to be able to be as discerning as you would if it was just an employee. There's some emotional tie here. It might even be a friend. I don't know. But there's something here that's causing you to take a different stance in order to keep... And this is the card of keeping up with the Joneses, I've just realised. So it's like to keep everything at a nice status quo, like not to disturb anything. And, you know, that's the whole thing with this. It's, you know, the picture in the original Rider-Waite is Odysseus when he returns. And he can't be himself, because if he is, he'll get killed. So he has to pretend, and the only thing that remembers him is the dog. So, like, his wife doesn't recognise him, his sons don't recognise him. So he has to think of another plan in order to come in and not be at risk, which he does. So, okay. So, what is being revealed beyond the veil? That you are going into a space of dissolution, not only in your well, however you're choosing to do it, whether it is materially or spiritually, it does feel to me like it's going to affect you spiritually, emotionally, even though you are physically doing it, because there's like a big thing here, and it's almost like this kind of sense of conflict that's allowing you to kind of push through. It's almost like growing pains in a way. It's going to help you be a lot more stoic than you had been before. And it's actually going to be it's going to make you really happy. This is really healthy. It's really healthy. It may not feel great, but it's very healthy. It's definitely the road less traveled, because... And the shaman, that's the path of the shaman and the healer. It's almost like the boundaries that you're putting in place now are telling a story to others that is also healing them as well. That's what it feels like. You're creating a beautiful example. And this was something that, like, it took its time. It didn't... Like, it didn't come quickly, but it did kind of come quickly, you know what I mean? Like, it snuck up on you a little bit. It came fast, but it wasn't fast, you know? What do I mean by that? You saw it and you didn't think it was going to maybe impact you as much as it did, or that it was going to come as quick as it did. But there was kind of like a sneak up, but you did see it, you know what I mean? And it hurts, stings a little bit. It's like a cut. like maybe a paper cut or something, and they hurt. But definitely this reiteration of boundaries is going to really make you just stronger. People are going to admire you for it, pile one. Love it. Okay, so yeah, let's have a look. Wow, candle illumination. It was reversed. So what I'm getting from this is that you, and it's number 4. So I think just and it's interesting. Here we go. We've got this dissolution as well with the rainbow kind of colours. And then we've got a bird here as well. I really do think this is about you going inwards. If you're going in on some kind of retreat or something, I don't know. But there's something very prominent about you. It's almost like you leave a trail. What I'm seeing is, you know, when you put sparklers in a dark place and then you move it around and then the light goes and then you still see the imprint of the light. It's like that's what's you're kind of leaving that for other people to see, and you're leading by example, to be fair. What's this? Oh wow, fly agaric. I love that. Amanita muscaria. Okay, wow. Okay, and you had that reversed. Number 9. I will just pop that there. Okay, my friends, I'm just going to read you what it says here because it's just quite interesting. So I thought I'd share it with you because it's reversed. This is what it is upright. It's such a beautiful card, so I'll give you some time to like look at that while I'm reading it. A gateway to the darker nature of the underworld is opening, and while it can help deeply heal you, it will not be easy. The healing will require you to face fears about yourself and the world, and you will need a willingness to let go of the poisons that are familiar, but which will ultimately harm you. And I am part of the enchanted world as the affirmation. Now, I think that that's nuts, right? Because what have we been saying about you like going into a space where you kind of like feel that you're you're going inwards. Fly agaric is a really interesting plant medicine as well, because it's the kind of stereotypical mushroom, the kind of red toadstool, classic toadstool. Death has been quite rare from fly agaric. It's just that you get really sick if you take it. And I've known people to work with it, and it isn't very pleasant as well. It's usually quite good if you use it as a salve or some kind of like healing balm. But with fly agaric, witches used to take it to fly, like they use it in like flying ointment or something like that, like to kind of help them kind of reach the astral planes or to reach other realms. So this is why I was saying, like it just seems like you're going into a space where you're going to be able to access information. It does feel a bit shadow. But I don't know, those kind of plant medicines are. I remember like when I worked with ayahuasca, it was very much like that. So it's kind of going into that space and taking the time to be in this space, and you're not going to be able to get out of it necessarily easily. Obviously you'll be fine, but it's just not going to be easy for you to like kind of do this. I mean, maybe what happened was that there was this idealization that you had about this situation, and now you're starting to realize that it's not all roses, and it's actually revealing a part of yourself that you're really needing to kind of work on. That resonates with kind of what I was saying at the beginning, but it seems, because it would resonate with this illumination card, like going inwards and being reversed. It's that kind of thing, like turning the light in within, turning the light inwards. There we go. Also, a really interesting fact about the fly agaric is that it was, you've got the caterpillar. I don't know if you can see that, the little caterpillar. I have to cover because, oh, there we go. There's the caterpillar. And then that's transformation. That is about transformation. So it's quite hard for the caterpillar, but the caterpillar remains the caterpillar for a long time, so, or for a while, for the majority of its life. So that's useful. And also, Siberian shamans, which are the oldest kind of like, I mean, we had shamans from years and eons ago, you know, it's said to be over 100,000 years old, the oldest spiritual practice known to man. So, but the oldest shamans that we know of, like the word shaman actually comes from Siberia, meaning Tungus, from the Tungus tribe, or Tungus language, meaning that to the one who sees. So, or he or she that sees. So this is very closely related to that. So there's definitely this kind of aspect of like looking inwards, or using this time and situation to look inwards. That was supposed to be the last one. So you've got Leo. So yeah, this is really kind of like a time to shine for you, you know. I think in the respect of you kind of taking charge to move inwards. When I mean time to shine. Time to shine inwards, definitely. In fact, actually, it means yes. That I was wondering, why did I come out with time to shine suddenly like that? But it's almost like you need to use the illumination that you've got from the outside to give you strength on the inside, if that makes sense. Yeah. Because there's also like this aspect of creativity and the artist, and that is Leo. That's very much Leo. So there's something about that for you. And then we've got this, which is you're not always supposed to be happy. Let happy sleep. Wow. And again, we've got these like beautiful rainbow colours as well. So it seems like you've got some stuff to do, some stuff to allow, I think, pile 1. To allow yourself to go into this space to be able to like learn some new things, because there's some stuff that you need to kind of get on board with. You need to learn about yourself. And not only that, like I think there's like some gold to be mined here. I think you're going to come out so much stronger for this. I'm really like, it's almost like a mission to the underworld. That's what it feels like. It's like you're going into Mordor. Pile 1. I love it. I love it. You're leaving the Shire and you're going into pile 1. You're going into the underworld. And the High Priestess is like symbolic of Persephone as well, so that's interesting. So maybe that's what it is. Maybe you are living this kind of thing of Demeter and Persephone, or Persephone when she stays for 6 months above ground and then she goes below, and now it's time for you to go below to join with Hades. So interesting. Oh, this was an amazing reading. I hope you enjoyed it as much as I did doing it, pile 1. If you liked it, please do give it a thumbs up. Please do subscribe for more videos. But otherwise, my darlings, I really hope you enjoyed this reading. I'm wishing you a blessed holidays and a blessed Samhain. I'm wishing you all the best with the energies right now. And for this beautiful year so far of doing these wonderful readings for you. So yeah, I mean, I know I'll probably be saying this at the end of 2023, but this is the end of the Celtic year, or the pagan year, so why not? Anyway, my darlings, take care. Have a beautiful, beautiful day, evening, night, morning, whenever you're choosing to watch this. And remember that honesty is always key. And also, if you wanted to get a reading, I'm available. So please do get in touch in the description box below. And yeah, I'll speak to you soon. Bye. Pile 2, hello and welcome to your reading. So you chose the zombie tarot pile. Let's get into your oracle cards first before we delve into the tarot. Let's have a look. Conjunction. Interesting. Wow, 11th shadow echoes. Ooh, just got to chill there. Wow. Looking at that. I really love this style. It's just such an amazing deck, this deck. Right, okay, this is the Inner Mask Oracle, if any of you are wondering what it is. 11th shadow echoes, arrival, joy, collaboration, completion. Took me a while to settle in the energy there. We've got these butterflies as well, and it's interesting because I know the first thing I noticed was these kind of like tiny hearts that were around the edge of the card, even though we have this beautiful kind of central part here. Yep. Challenge, lightning, fulgurite. Don't actually have any fulgurite. It's really interesting. Okay. And then we have the 10th house. I achieve. This is the house of fulfillment and social status. It is where we see the structures, corporations, tradition, ambition, public image and fame, discipline, achievements, recognition, rules, and the father figure. It is also associated with power and I would say authority, as well as the people who exert them. I achieve, and it's the middle sky. So yeah, interesting. And then the last one, which is reversed, is creativity, fate, possibility with the potential, but it's reversed. So it's interesting. There's kind of a similar theme to pile 1, but it's just kind of the next stage on. But except you're not really going inside. It's more of an understanding that a cycle is over. And interesting as well that you chose this tarot, because it's almost, I've got the sense that some that you know, you're not carrying on something that's going, that you know has to change. You're like, the potential here is not, you can see where the potential is, and in this situation it isn't. It's almost like I have to move on, and I have to get through this, and it's a challenge, and it's been, you know, it's not been too bad. It's been pretty nice actually what's happened, but I've gained some really good lessons from this, and now I have to move on to something where I do feel creative, and I can see possibility. But you've learned some good lessons from this pile 2. Let's have a look what the tarot wants to say. Just be aware that some of the images in these cards are a little bit gory, so FYI. But it is Halloween. So let's have a look. So we've got the 6 of Wands, which is reversed. We have the King of Swords, which is reversed. Everything's reversed. We have the Hierophant reversed. We have the Devil reversed. Wow, pile 2, what's going on? And the Queen of Swords reversed. Wow, the King and the Queen of Swords. Oof. The first thing that's coming to mind is... The first thing that is coming to mind is ancestral trauma. I don't know, like you may be feeling that there has been some ways that you have been behaving that might not have specifically belong to you, and you're kind of dealing with that. Another instance as well I'm thinking is, yeah, no, actually, I'll stick with that. And the reason why I will do is because the King of Swords is kind of this dictatorial force, and the Six of Wands reversed is almost like that you can't win. You can't win in that respect. So it was nice while it lasted. That's what it feels like. It was nice while it lasted. And I really like, actually, these are really good. This is why I like this deck so much, because the Hierophant here is the telly or a TV, and the Devil here is a cigarette machine. So it's almost like you know that you're going to have to do things differently. You're absolutely not going to be able to do things that's normal. And not only that, it seems like you're not going to be able to really tell anyone about it either. You're not going to be really able to disclose it, because it feels like not only will your inner critic go a bit nuts, but I also feel that there's going to be people that don't like it. And it might not be parents. It might not be, but it feels like it's going to be a couple that you know. It's either a couple that you know, or it's people that have an influence. They do have an influence. Yeah. It could also be that you're understanding that in order to run a company, or in order to be a kind of king or some kind of like leader in a situation, be it that with family or with a business. I don't really see a relationship here. I see more either family or business. That you, like, in order for you to be successful, you're going to need to put your ego in a box somewhere and bury it. And then you're going to need to, like, you know, you can't really, you know, where that's coming from is actually a place of ego. Like, that kind of dictatorial sense is coming from a place of ego. And you can't reflect that. Like, even if it is coming off of other people, you can't do that. Because maybe you thought, so this is just an example, maybe you thought that you had a chance of being able to do something beautiful with your family. It's a good example of a family, because there are ties there that and it's difficult. Like, say, for example, in a kind of narcissistic dynamic, you kind of wish that, you know, they would welcome you in, and that they would love you in the way that you needed to be loved, or that they would understand you, or whatever it is. There's a kind of wish for that, but you know, you worked hard for that. You really did. And the reason why I'm saying that is because we've got the 11th shadow here, which is kind of this sense, and just these butterflies and these beautiful kind of, you know, grass, which is showing me that you have actually achieved a really high level of introspection. You've done the best you can. But this here is telling me that, like, it's really challenging for you to do that. And, you know, how far are you going to bend over in order to placate somebody else's feelings rather than your own? You know what I mean? And you've got these two here, which is just like a nightmare. So, like, you've really got, you know, I just think that it's almost like you were addicted to the need of what they thought, like you needed to hear that they approved of you or whatever. But it's just unsuccessful, because it's almost like you have seen that you need to pander to their ego in order to, like, in order to make them like you, or even to placate them in some way. Because, I mean, look at them, right? Look at them. You've got the King of Swords and the Queen of Swords. They don't business, you know, they don't business. But I don't like the other, I can't remember what the other ones are like, but I am dealing with these ones at the moment. So what I'm thinking here is this, you know, you've got these two characters which seem lovely, but they're actually very dangerous. Very dangerous. Reverse them. They're not really caring about the good of everyone else. And, you know, they're even putting themselves at risk to a certain extent. And it's almost like you see this. Because to me, you've got like a really high level of evolution here. You're at a real higher level of understanding here, particularly with this, with these three specifically. Because for you to get 10th house and also Saturn as well, 10th house is about structures. But it also says to me, because it's upright, is that you actually have achieved a higher level than these could ever do. You know, this is like Emperor energy. These are the kings and queens. The kings and queens are sublets of like those of the emperor and the empress. But this is Emperor energy. And so is this. And and the reason why I said about childhood was because of this face, you know, because it's potential as well. I love this deck. And it's number 11. We've got 11, we've got 50, 20, that's 29? No, 20, 71. So that's 71, that's 8, and then 11. So we've got 2, 11, we've got 10, 78, which equals to 15, which equals to 6, if that's correct. Yeah. And then we've got 5. So there's just a lot, there's challenges, and then there's also wins as well. Yeah. God, this is pretty intense. But actually it's not too bad, because it kind of like says that you're on the right track with what you're doing, even if it may feel a little bit sad that, you know, you can't take these people with you. They're just going to have to do them, really. Thank you. Exactly 5. I love it when that happens. Okay, so we've got the 7 of Swords reversed, and that's the 6 of Wands. Okay, interesting. That correlates with what I was saying. You know, you can't, the illusion's broken. You can't pander. You have to be honest. 2 of Cups, King of Swords. Oh, okay. For some of you, this might be a relationship. Whoa, 3 of Cups. Okay, Hierophant. Wow. For some of you, and this is only very specific, but for some of you, this might be like, say, for example, you got introduced to someone's parents or their friends. So, okay, 2 instances I'm seeing here. It could be that you get introduced to the parents of like a couple or, of your partner, and you're like, no way, this is exactly the same thing. And it, you know, there may have been some red flags previously. I'm not saying that it's just, you know, or maybe you guys trigger each other because of this 2 of Cups. And then the 3 of Cups reversed. The reason why I say, and it also may have been that there may be somebody, there may be like not, the fidelity is not very good. And it's almost like, I don't know, they may even like be into some practices that you might not be into, you know. Everybody can do whatever they want, do you know what I mean? But like, you know, not everybody is into the same things. And the Devil reversed is with the Hermit reversed. Wow, okay, I see what's going on here. And then the 8 of Swords. Whew, this is a lesson and a half, isn't it? Okay, so what I see by this is that this is a real kind of opportunity for your own personal evolution, pile 2, but it's done through a relationship. Actually, I thought it was family or business, but it feels now with the 2 of Cups there, the 3 of Cups, the 7 of Swords. I don't know. I'm just seeing a relationship now, but it's almost that it's connected to family, which is why there's this thing. Now it could be your own family. It could be that you're healing ancestral trauma from your family by understanding like types of partners that you go for, and then seeing that those types of partners are reflected, and they are reflected in your personal life. Or it could be that, you know, it could be that, and also like it could be a variation of different ways. It could be in the partner themselves, it could be in the family that's associated with the partner, it could be with the friends that are associated with the partner as well. It could be you. You know, but there is here with the Hermit reversed an almost desperation to not be alone, and that's what it seems like, that kind of thing. And I do feel here there was ignorance of, like, you didn't listen to some red flags. And the Eight of Swords is that you don't know whether or not you're going to stay or go. Because there's this kind of attachment to the Queen of Swords. And I don't know, some of you might be in that situation where you're like, oh, it's really good. Like there's high highs and low lows kind of thing. So it's addictive. Because you've got the Devil reversed here. It's reversed, right? I'll give you that. But you kind of, because the Hermit is there, it's almost like you go in and out. So it's almost like that kind of person that only smokes when they drink. Do you know what I mean? Like when the times are right, you'll do this certain thing, but then you might end up regretting it like later. I mean, there's nothing wrong with doing that. Like, not at all. But it's almost like I was likening it to the action, not to the actual consequence. The dipping in and out of it. But the action might be something, you know, I mean, the consequence may be something very different. And to be honest, the consequence kind of keeps you in a place where you don't really want to be. Because maybe smoking cigarettes isn't really going to create like a Queen of Swords energy. It's not. I doubt it's going to make you feel. But say, for example, okay, let's take another example. So say, for example, you only drink when you go out to certain places, and then one time you get totally drunk. And that one time you kind of maybe you lose some stuff, like you lose your purse or whatever, and you lose all these sorts of things. And it's almost like getting into that situation causes you to kind of like lose yourself. But yet, you know, you might have had a nice time, or you might have like had to get involved with some people. You might have had to, you know, like say, for example, it was like a group or something, and they were all like chugging down some shots or something like that. And you didn't want to feel left out, so you did it. But then in the end, it cost you. And you feel trapped in terms, it could be a friend group. So it could be either friend group, family. It's definitely some kind of pressure from an external force in terms of a connection to someone who is within that, with a relationship. It's a close emotional connection. And it's almost like you're face to face with the dishonesty of the situation, but there's a choice to still go ahead with it, you know? It's like staying in a bad relationship. That's what this is. That's what it looks like. That's what the veil is revealing to you, Pile 2. Sorry. And I laugh because it's just, you know, this is a hard truth for some people. Like, they may not be able to take that, and take what resonates, discard the rest, please. This is just a tarot reading. It is not any kind of affirm, like, just let this affirm what you already know. If it doesn't resonate, switch off and watch something else. But if this does resonate, then I'm sorry. I'm really sorry. But the 50% of fixing something is awareness, right? And once you're aware of it, that means you're 50% in the way to healing it. Fact. Okay, so let's have a look at some of your other cards. Wow. Spring equinox. Beautiful. Beautiful card. Look at that. So things are going to change. They're going to change. I think, I really do. You're going to come into some kind of enlightenment into the spring equinox. Like, I don't know whether or not you end the relationship or whatever, or you end what's going on, but there's going to be something that like, you know, you've got this kind of lightning, dark, stormy skies, this kind of like dark scene, and then you've got this beautiful rainbow. So it's almost like that there's an opportunity. There's an opportunity for something great here. Because, and also, right, just to reiterate, these are really strong. Like, these three are really strong, you know. So this is a lesson for you, Pile 2. That rhymed unintentionally, but it rhymed. Gaia healing reversed. Wow, I love that picture. Number 7. This is a lesson for you, Pile 2. a lesson for you to like go through, to really understand your boundaries and to know what it is that you really want. I think you do know what you want. You just I don't know, there's a bit of fooling yourself into something that you want. Be clear with it and you'll get a lot further than you realise. Oh, wow, I love that. Oh, I love that. I love this card so much because you've got all of the whole Kabbalistic tree of life with this here. I got something I can cover that with. Yeah, there's her face. And unfortunately, yeah. I shall put that here. I'll hold that up so that you can see it. It's beautiful. If I can hold it so that you can just see, there we go. Is it? Yeah, there we go. Beautiful card. Right, okay. So what I get from this is you know, I really think this is a lesson in self-worth. It's a lesson in you understanding what really matters. What really matters to you, what's important to you, and what is conducive for your growth, which I think you will start to kind of like come into. You need just a little bit of a push, but I think this Eight of Swords, I think you're going to realise some stuff. I think so. Whoever this Queen of Swords, and I don't know, there may be like elements of self-doubt that keep you from like moving forward as well. If this is talking in the context of a business, I think you're going to realise you're going to see what the way out is by the spring equinox. So we're talking about next, well, if you're in the Northern Hemisphere, it would be like next May. No, sorry, next March or April. In the Southern Hemisphere, you're looking at now, pretty much. So if you're in the Southern Hemisphere, so for those of you who are in Australia and places like that who are watching, this might be happening now. This might be happening right now. And it's vital. If it's not happening now, it might be of an event that happened around about this time, maybe last year, or yeah. Maybe a whole year, maybe you've like launched a business or something like that. Or you've had a relationship and it's like come to a year or something. Check it out. Think like that. I don't know what that is. Because I don't know, this reminds me of like cake, like wedding cake, but it's also very comforting because it's crochet or some kind of like lace work or something. So, okay, and your last card, pile 2. Infinite freedom of thought. Oh, come on. Is it going to focus? Oh, God, come on. Focus. Focus, thank you. Patience, Reena, patience. Infinite freedom of thought is your foundation. The minute you're restricted on your thought, it should be a red flag to you. I don't know, maybe I'm saying that because I'm a Gemini. Some other like signs might disagree with that, but I don't know. If somebody is not allowing me to be able to have that freedom of thought, that's not only red flags, it's like something is like waving and going, stop, you know? You know, I mean, nobody can really take away the ability to think because you just can't. But and by the way, you can get persecuted by that. There's a really cool guy called Black Belt Barrister, who's a British barrister who does content, and he actually did a video on a woman that was arrested for praying. So, that's really interesting. And considering the time that we're in right now, freedom of thought is quite like, you know, it's quite precarious right now. So just making sure that that is there is really important, particularly in your personal relationships. So what the veil is saying to you here, or what the main message from the veil is here, is that assertion of your boundaries is going to reverberate throughout your kind of like life. And making sure that your boundaries are clear. Don't compromise yourself. I mean, I'll be honest with you, even if you do compromise yourself, you'll come to some kind of conclusion about how that works for you or not. But this is a learning curve. This is a journey. And the rose here, I didn't really go into that. So, two things. There could be, this idea of evolution and you going for, like, you're at a high level, I think. And with the 10th house, with this one as well, and that, the 11th shadow, I just feel like, there's some high energy here. You're not a novice at handling this. But there is healing that's not being allowed to come in, So I think that that's important, to allow yourself to love yourself, because you're a rose, you're a beautiful rose, which is an advanced, it's not a simple flower. I mean, even though this rose here in particular is consisting of 6 petals, roses are prize flowers in terms of intellectual development and spiritual development. So there's definitely some kind of high level here. But I don't know, there's still some kind of trickery afoot that's going on. Maybe it's some old lesson that's come back to make sure that you've dealt with it. Because there's not really anything I would say massively major, if I'm honest. It's not, nah. The only thing is that I think it's understanding. Am I doing this because I'm just feeling lonely? Am I doing this just to fulfill a need? Or am I doing this, I think it's just questioning your own wants and needs and reassessing that. Brilliant. Brilliant. I hope you enjoyed that reading, my friends. That was an interesting reading. Gosh, the veil does not reveal things clearly. And here we are, humble tarot readers, translating it as we do. But anyway, my darlings, I hope you enjoyed that reading and found it useful. Please do share with me in the comments about this. I'd be curious to hear about it. But otherwise, you can also hit me up for personal readings if you like. My details are in the description box below. But as always, my darlings, have a beautiful, beautiful day, evening, morning, night, whenever you're choosing to watch this. Have a wonderful Samhain, Halloween, whatever you want to call it. I call it Samhain. This is a very precious time of year for us to really consolidate and kind of harvest in the knowledge that we've acquired over the year. So, take it and feel that energy, embrace that energy, because it'd be really, really good for you to do so. And remember, honesty is always key. Take care, my friends. Bye. Pile 3, welcome to your reading. So you chose the Dream Visions Tarot. Before I get into the tarot, I will have a look at your oracle cards first, which I pre-picked. You got 2 of these as well. The other 2 piles only got 1. So lucky you. Pneuma, breath. Oh, yes. Oh, my God. It's got a disco ball in the middle. Love it. That's so mad. It's got a disco ball in the middle. But it also looks like snakeskin. That's really crazy. And then that's 36. That's number 9. I'm getting strong disco vibes. I don't know. And also that breathless kind of motion where people, they go on songs and stuff like that. Oh, I did that so badly. Sorry, pile 3. Sorry. You had to endure that. Please. But you got a bit of breath, so it's all good. Okay, right, let's have a look at this. And then we've got the Sea, which is reversed. And then we've also got the Fortress. So we've got the 12th Veil, which is the Fortress Wow, that's really interesting. Strength, resilience, and omens. And the sea, and that's that's 12, and then this is number 3, the sea, a great meeting, flaws, and judgment. Wow, that's really interesting. Okay, and then that was also reversed. So first off, I'm getting that, like, you're starting to realize maybe how powerful the breath is in terms of you being able to maintain some sort of composure. I was going to say that, like, you know, you may need to breathe, but this is reminding me of a particular card that I use in my own personal deck, which is like breathe. And it's just got a picture of like Archangel Raphael and breath. And it's interesting because we've got this green here as well. So there's this sense of you being, but I feel that because this is an alchemy card, it's telling me that you already know this. Like, you already know this. The veil is like mainly reminding me of things that you already know, which these readings should always be, can I just say? Always make sure that these readings are a confirmation of what you already know and not advice on their own, okay? We've also got Divine Masculine, Sun, Heliodor. And then we've also got this beautiful Buddha with the, what is it? Oh, okay, wow. So Buddha is holding the moon within the energy of the sun, and then you've got that. Interesting. Love that sextile. Integration, cooperation, tools, skills, ingenuity, harmony, and empathy. I'll just hold that up for you who would like to pause and read that. Number 6, well, it's 60 degrees. And then we have the sun, desire, hope, and clarity. Love that. Okay, so yeah, I think you kind of know what to do. You may have gone through a state, something that was pretty intense. And I don't know, pile 3, you might have thought that you didn't cope well with something, but I think can I just say, I'm here to pat you on the back and say that you did. You coped with it really well. You dealt with it really well. You dealt with it in a way that you might not have even realized that you dealt with it, but you did. You dealt with it in a good way. You did. And I don't know, you may have this feeling where you just like, no, I really messed that up. But you dealt with it in an amazing way. And even if you feel that way, it's a bit imposter syndrome. And I've been doing some research with imposter syndrome recently. I've got my own shadows with that. But like, you know, it's really interesting that we've got these things here with like, you know, a great meeting, flaws, and judgment, and it's reversed, and it's the sea. And no matter what, like, I don't know, the sea reversed. Oh, sugar, I just realised what that is. Wow. That is amazing. I'm telling you, this deck is off the charts, right? Come on, go. Yeah, God, it's taken a while to like focus. I think it's because I'm filming this at night. This is the parting of the sea. Some of you may think you missed out on something. You might have felt that you missed out on an opportunity. Yeah, I feel like you're not believing in yourself, pile 3. But I'm telling you, you rocked it. You rocked it big time. You actually did things in a way that you know, that is actually very... I don't think you understand or realize the reverberations of what you've done. Like, I think they were so good. Like, it was good. It was really good. You taught, I don't know who it is you taught, but you taught someone something about the basic fundamentals of what they do in order to like cope with certain situations. And I don't think you even realise it. Love that pile 3. God, that's a nice reading to end on. I like that. My readings are so like kind of like quite intense, but and you know, a bit like tough love. But this is beautiful. This is beautiful. Look at the face on that. I love that. And then you've got this gorgeous divine masculine, and the sun is divine masculine. You can't get more divine masculine than the sun. So, you know, it's gorgeous. It's gorgeous. Like, I don't know, I think that some of you may have, yeah, I really do think that some of you may have thought that the way I dealt with that was rubbish, and actually you rocked it. Can't say it enough, because you might not believe it. Okay. Oh dear, it went out of focus. I do apologise about that. Pile 3. Sorry about that. Should be all right now. Okay, so Judgment, the 10 of Swords, the King of Swords, that came up for pile 2, the 6 of Wands, that also came up for pile 2, and the Page of Swords, which came up for pile 1. Okay, right. Interesting. This is really interesting. Let me, oh, what was that other card? There was another card that wanted to come out and I should have got it. Queen of Cups. Okay, so King and Queen reversed. What's going on? Pile 2, 3. What's going on? I'm having a bit of trouble like getting into this actually. Why is that? What is it that wants to remain hidden from me? That's really interesting. And then also with the camera going out of focus as well. Let me, we'll have to clarify this. So we've got Judgment, the 10 of Swords, King of Swords reversed, the 6 of Wands, the Page of Swords, and then the Queen of Cups, 2 of Wands reversed. Sorry, 2 of Wands upright, the Queen. Okay, right. I think I'm starting to see it now. 10 of Swords. Again, 10 of Swords. Okay, before I continue. So there was like some kind of incident where you may have stood up for something. And it was turned into a much bigger thing than it actually was. But I don't know. I've just got a feeling that the people around in the situation made it 10 times worse than it actually was. There's a lot of drama here, Paul. 3, a lot of drama. 10 of Swords twice to come up. Clarifying the 6 of Swords, which is this kind of like, or 6 of Wands, which is this kind of dissolution of ego. Yeah, you dealt with this situation really well because you've got some right characters here. You've got the Page of Swords reversed, Queen of Cups reversed, King of Swords reversed. Somebody who's kind of like mentally just off the wall, very dictatorial. And then you've got the Queen of Cups who just is emotionally just off the charts. And then you've got this other person who maybe just doesn't communicate at all. Or says the wrong thing at the wrong time. I think more likely because it's confirmed by the 2 of Wands. It's like there's a lack of wanting to disturb the status quo because the situation is quite okay with them. So, yeah. And the Queen of Cups is wanting this to be exactly the way it's supposed to, like this is control freak energy. This is somebody who wants things their way, the way it was done, the way it always has been done, and that's the way it's worked. I'll give you an example. So a friend of mine, she was completing a course of study. And she's actually been in the level of the examiners, like she that's her day job, you know, but she decided to go back and do like another master's because she's just super clever. So she went back and she decided to do it, but then they marked her paper like a little bit weirdly or wrongly. I don't know, she didn't agree with it, right? So then she decided to question what they had done. And it's interesting because I actually looked up her masters online, and you know the hierarchy of the governing body, which kind of I won't say going against like education, but there, you know, it is. I listened to a podcast today with Stephen Bartlett, which was really interesting, and he said that education isn't about like you educating it isn't about the institutions such as like universities or like things like that, which are prestigious and they are respected in this 3D reality that we know of, and they are useful to have, and useful to be to know of and to study with, because you'll get access to incredible amounts of knowledge that you probably wouldn't do. It's kept under lock and key in a way. I was really surprised with all of the kind of scientific evidence that was provided to me that supported esotericism and the things that I'd learned in my masters. So there is definitely like for example, like there's a massive body of work on shamanism, and people who have rigorously looked at shamanic techniques and how they work. There's a body of work with things to do with meditation, to do with astrology, you know, things like that, that kind of like make you think, wow, so this has actually been studied. There's actually like, you know, people have gone on to do that. But what happens is that there's a hierarchy within those bodies, and if those hierarchies aren't adhered to, then, you know, you get kicked out. And that's what happened to my friend. Like, she questioned she didn't get kicked out. She decided to leave. But, like, it's almost like this clash of ego and this high level of drama. So it's almost like you're disagreeing with the status quo because they marked your paper wrong. And then they're saying, oh, no, I'm actually going to, I'm not going to change my stance. It's you who's wrong, because we're an institution and we've been here for 20 years. That's what this reminds me of. This Queen of Cups, six of Cups here. It's like this Queen of Cups just rules this place on her emotions. It doesn't have to be a her, it could be a him. And it's based on an idealism that came from maybe when they started. Because in this example, the governor, the person who ran the course, had been there for 20 years. And it was clear that she wasn't going to budge on that at all. And then with the Page of Swords and the Two of Wands, some people are benefiting greatly from that because they may be like favoritist or favorited in that institution. So this would be definitely like Queen, like my friend's situation, because in the end she dealt with it so well, and then she just left, and then you know, she's smashing it now. So it's just she's doing really well, and she's had a lot of setbacks, but she might not think that it's a thing. But she's incredible. Anyway, so that's you. That's you. You're being incredible. You're doing this. King of Swords with Death reversed. Thank you, Spirit, for giving me 2 cards. I like that when that happens. So King of Swords reversed with Death. Sorry, my radiator. You might hear that in the background. King of Swords with Death. This is someone who can't let it go. Who can't let it go. I wouldn't be surprised if they're still on your case, in a way. Or it could be that they don't really like. I don't think they're going to make an example, but it's drama. It's drama. There's just bare drama, and you just can't be bothered with it. Three of Cups reversed. Yeah, absolutely. And the Four of Pentacles. Wow. Yeah, you are definitely coming up against institutions. But boy, have you broken through in terms of establishing your own. That's really interesting, because all three of the piles have been about asserting boundaries in some kind of formal way. That's really powerful. The veils are the messages from the veils are telling you that you're on the right track and doing what you're doing, even though it may feel wrong, it may feel unsure. Like, I don't think it feels wrong, because I don't think that you would be doing it, but it feels like it's really challenging. Three of Cups reversed. I don't think people may agree with the way that you're behaving. They may say, like, oh, you can just go quietly. You may... Okay, so my friend who did it, she actually protested, and she had, like, a meeting with these people. Most people wouldn't do that. Most people would just kind of, like, leave it by the wayside, and they would just kind of, like, be like, oh, well, never mind, you know, at least I got a decent mark or whatever. She challenged it. And that's what this is, this Three of Cups. It's like, right, I'm challenging this, and I'm not going to stand for this. I'm going to stand my ground. Wow, powerful. It's like you're coming up against like some heavyweights. But I mean, it's still only the Queen of, well, it is the Queen of Cups and the King of Swords. It's not the Emperor and the Empress. So, you know, these are minors. You are the Emperor or the Empress. So let's get that right. Okay, so the Lady embodiment. See? I told you, you're the Emperor or the Empress. I told you, can you see that on camera? Just. So yeah, see, you're the Emperor or the Empress. You're the one. It's you, because you're amazing and you know how to, like, ride this. This is all about you. And I think we got 9 there and 9 there, because that was 60. Sorry, that was 36. Yeah, 9 and 9. And then we've got another 6 here. 5, 3, 12. 3, Empress. And then we've got this Divine Masculine. Yeah, you've got some powerful allies. Powerful. The allies are in your corner, pile 3. Woof, love it. Wow, 11. And we've got, this is, I think, oh God, what is that again? Is it, it's what Socrates ate when he committed suicide. Oh my God. Is it belladonna? I don't know. It's this, I know this plant. It's a very common plant. Let me look it up. So hemlock, it's one of the most dangerous herbs that you can, and it's very common actually. But funnily enough, it grows near boundaries on the borders of roads, gardens and waterways, for it is a herb of the gate, the veil between life and death. Yeah, you're being protected big time. Wow. This is saying that you are protected. And not only are you protected, but it's like you're going to be in charge of what weakens you. There's not going to be anything, you know, that is going to really get in your way. That's amazing. It's really powerful. Really powerful. And interesting, we have it on Judgment. You're divinely guided to stand your ground. Divinely. Really. You know, you've got these 2 Sun cards. And it's something so simple. It's like something so fundamental that it's actually like a detriment to the people who actually stand up against you. But they don't realise that. Because they're not emperors and empresses. They're kings and queens. Okay. Wow, September moon. Maybe something was supposed to happen in September. Because we've just passed that. Something maybe happened in the month just gone. Or maybe because at the time of this reading I'm doing it in October. But then also something about, you know, something that was meant to come to harvest. It didn't happen. It didn't happen. And, you know, that would match with the sense of like retraction in terms of like you going back into a sense of self that you know, that you need to like protect yourself. So yeah, wow, no decisions, just grooving. Interesting. For some reason, I don't think that that really applies to you. But also it does. Okay, there's two things here I get. So it's almost like the people who are like there, who are just doing their thing and they're just existing within their own kind of reality. And it's also the fact that in that moment, because the very thing about the breath is that you're not doing anything apart from like just breathing. So if you're indulging in that space, that means you're involving yourself in present moment awareness, which means that you don't have time to go forward or back. You just are there in the moment. And I think that's a place of real great power for you. It comes back to this kind of like energy of you standing still and not moving, like not being an immovable force. Really amazing. Pile 3. Love it. I just want one more card. Oh my God. 10 of Pentacles reversed. See, you're totally breaking down like any kind of structures. You're like, nope. Love it. You trailblazers, you. Breaking it down. Breaking it down. And you're not doing it in a forceful way. This is the thing. You're in fact letting them do it themselves. I think this is why this kind of like sea is here, because it's almost like the parting of the sea, but then afterwards the sea came down onto the Pharaoh's men, and the Pharaoh perished. So, you know, it's almost like you can see an undoing that is going on with people. They can just do them. You get on with you. Love that for you, pile 3. If you enjoyed that as much as I did, please do give it a thumbs up. Please do subscribe for more videos. But I hope you did enjoy it, because this was a really powerful, amazing reading. I'm wishing you a blessed Samhain, Halloween, whatever you want to call it. I hope you really enjoy it and you really kind of take in the energy of this time, spend it with your loved ones, and also just, you know, take solace for what you've been through. It's a very special time. But otherwise, my darlings, if you'd like a personal reading, please do get in touch with my email address below. But otherwise, do remember that honesty is always key, and take care. Bye.